home game for West Ham coming up this weekend against Man City. How have the preparations been ahead of the match?
Good. Well, we've probably for the first time we've had a sort of full week to prepare, and looking forward to it. Really tough game against a good team, but hopefully we'll be ready to go come Sunday.
In terms of team news, have you got any concerns over Said Benrahma, Mikel Antonio?
Side's a little bit of a question mark. He's back out doing some light jogging and whatnot, so maybe not as bad as we thought, but I'm not quite sure if he's as well as being fit. So we'll know a bit more come tomorrow.
What's the nature of the injury?
It's an ankle injury.
And of course, West Ham did so well in the Europa League this season, and you do have the chance to secure the Europa League football for next season as well. How important is it for the players and for yourself to be back playing in that competition?
Well, it'd be a really great achievement for us to do it. I think after having our first year in it and going quite far in the competition, then we hope that we can get back in amongst it again. But look, there's some good sides. We want to be in European football. If we can be in the Europa League, that would be fantastic. If we end up in the Conference League, well, that'll be great as well. But we're aiming to try and see if we can finish in the Europa League, and hopefully we can do that.
And it is Mark Noble's final home game as a West Ham player. How emotional do you think Sunday will be for him, for the team, and the fans?
I'm sure it'll be hugely emotional for Mark and his family, because when you're sort of saying you're retiring from football, it's a big thing to do. When you've had a career. When you're a footballer, your career's never that long, but I think you appreciate it when you start at 15, 16 as an apprentice and you're finishing now at 35. So to do it at one club's a huge achievement. It's not done by many people nowadays, and great credit to him for Mark and the way he's conducted himself throughout his career as a player. He's terrific off the pitch. For me personally, he's been excellent since I've come back, and even on the first occasion he was very good. So overall, I'm sure it will be emotional, but I think in the end he'll think I've had a really good career when he looks back at it.
How important has he been to the team this season, particularly as he hasn't played that much off the pitch for yourself as well?
He's been huge. I mean, during the pandemic, he played a big part in all the things that were going on, between the club captains, but even when it was, between our players and the owners and different things were going on at the clubs, Mark played a huge part. He helped me an awful lot, as I said, when I came in, because he gave me an idea of what was required, what was needed, steered me in the right direction on one or two things, and he's a really good sounding board. And I think that you need people behind you now who you can go to, you can speak with, and he'll be certainly missed in the dressing room next year.
What kind of legacy do you think he'll leave behind?
Sorry?
What kind of a legacy do you think he'll leave behind?
Well, I think he's left it with his playing career and his loyalty. I think he's left so many things. He's played for one club, never moved, played continuously at the highest level wherever West Ham have been. So I think from that point of view, he'll be renowned. But I think he'll be really missed at the club. He's very good round the young players here. He set some great examples. Even now, he's setting great examples to how they should behave and how they sort of go about their business as trying to be young professionals. And he's also helping train up some of our players as well in becoming good leaders and good players around the club. Thank you.
James? On the injury news, so Antonio and Dawson are fit?
They've trained today, yes.
How would you rate their chances?
Yeah, I think they'll be okay, yeah.
And Declan Rice, are you surprised at how well he's playing this season, his form, and is he continuing improvement?
I'm really pleased because he's been so important for us. He's played really, really well this year, and I've said many times, I think maybe with the exception of Harry Kane, certainly in the second half of the season, I think Declan Rice has probably been the pick of the England players who played in the Euros last year, who's been consistent, has played well since game one to where we are now. So that says a lot, because it's tough. I think a lot of the England players have just had a little bit of dip after. You've seen a lot of them coming back into form now, but I think Declan right from the start's been really good.
How much better can he get?
I hope he continues to get better. He's got lots of improvement in him. We've talked about Mark Noble there, and he'll learn a lot about him and leadership and and taking responsibility on and off the pitch. and he's a young man, and he'll get better with experience.
Not to put too much pressure on his shoulders, but do you think he's an England captain in the wait?
I've said many times I do. Yeah, I think that I actually don't think it's too far away. I think that his form would dictate that. He captains West Ham at the moment, so he's certainly going down that line.
He's turned down a lucrative offer from the club. Is there anything more do you feel the club can do to keep Declan Rice here longer in his contract?
We've got him here at the moment, and we'll take a year at a time, and we'll see how it goes.
Are you concerned at all about the interest in the summer that may come for him?
Not at all, no.
Thank you, Dave.
Emma, BBC.
David, it's a big game, isn't it, for both teams on Sunday? Would you rather you weren't playing Manchester City, considering you could do with the points yourself, or do you relish
I'm looking forward to playing against the best. And at the start of the year, we said, could we try and challenge the best teams in the league, see how well we could go against them. And we've done okay. In some occasions, we've done okay. Other occasions, maybe just missed out. But Man City are obviously really, really tough, and it's going to be difficult. But I'm looking forward to it because it's a challenge for us and something which we want to see how we can do.
They're scoring goals for fun, not letting many in, without giving too much away. How do you go about beating Manchester City?
Well, I hope they've used up all their goals, and they've got their due to concede a few. That's the way I look at it. And we'll need to try and defend incredibly well, try and keep them out the best we can, and in the meanwhile, try and hurt them. They've got one or two injuries, so we have to try and see if we can do something to maximise that.
When you look at the amount of money they've spent on players, they're continuing to spend on players. Do you see that there is a gap even in the top half of the Premier League at the moment?
There's a huge gap with the spend, and I don't think Man City are going away. I think Man City are here to stay, and I think everybody's going to have to get used to that now because of, they're not only are they a good team, they're a really well-run business. They look as if their businesses run incredibly well. They've got a structure to how they do things. They've got, a way about their signings. They're only really in need of a certain type of player, and and probably the top level of player. So it's something which a lot of clubs will look to, but obviously they've had great funding over many years, Manchester City, and they continue to get that. So it is getting much harder to compete and be competitive with them. But look, I've always said I hope money is not the biggest thing in football. I've always thought that you always hope that you could be a side who maybe without that much money you can beat a team or you can win something. And over recent years we've seen for example Leicester winning the Premier League not so long ago. So we've got to hope that there's still those opportunities out there.
You say that, but Man City could be winning the Premier League for the fourth time in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Does that suggest that there isn't real kind of competition?
Well, I think that would be unfair when you look at how the challenge that Liverpool have put up to Man City in the last couple of years and the points total both teams are getting. I think you'd have to say they're incredible, those two teams. And let's be fair, I think we all probably expected to see Liverpool and Manchester City in the final of the Champions League, which is also telling you that arguably they're the best two teams in Europe, give or take. So from that point of view, that's why the competition is so tough in the Premier League. But and that's why our league is so strong. We've drawn with Manchester City here in the cup earlier in the season. We lost 2-1 at their place. So we've got to try and make sure we keep the games as tight and as close as we possibly can, and maybe hope that maybe we can get a chance to get the one goal advantage.
You consider that a draw, didn't you, in the League Cup? Because you did beat them.
Yeah, but it was a draw because it went in penalty kicks, so I don't see it as a win really. It was a win in a cup competition. But I think the other games, over recent seasons, we've actually done a pretty good job against Man City and put on a good performance. So we'll need to play really well against them because they have got such a big prize at the end of it in the next few days and the next week or so.